All right. How long have you had my course?
So I had your course honestly for about maybe I'm gonna say like a week and a half, not long.
Oh,
I was a student of Q Banks.
okay.
I've had his course for like years now.
Okay, so we're family basically. We're family.
Yes, yes, yes,
I have his Life Be Bullish search right
yes,
now.
yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, perfect. So give me an idea of, because, okay, so typically when you become my student,
Hmm.
you have to have the course for at least 30 days. I'm sorry,
Gotcha,
90 days before
gotcha.
you can actually request a one-on-one. Because the reason why I had implemented that maybe about 2 years ago is because people were just buying my course just to get one-on-ones with me.
Gotcha.
And it was like it was driving me crazy because it was like, did you actually study? Did you look at the information? Because you're asking me stuff that's already in there. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So not that I had an issue with people asking for one-on-ones because I welcome them because one-on-ones changed my life with trading. You know, it's the one
Mm,
thing that a lot of mentors don't offer, and it's the one thing a lot of traders need is the
yes.
one-on-one. So I don't begrudge them for that. However, give the information a chance first before you ask ahead of time because you're spending money, yeah, for the one-on-one, but it's mostly for the information that's in the course, essentially. So, how long you been trading for?
Oh man. So I've been trading, I guess like everybody, like a lot of people, on and off. I
Hmm.
would say for Man, I have to think back to this. I first started, I don't know if you know somebody named Storm Lewis.
Say again.
I don't know if you know somebody named Storm Lewis.
Storm Lewis? No, no,
Yeah,
haven't heard
Storm.
of
Okay, she's a trader. Yeah, this was back. I'm gonna say go out there and say maybe close to 10 years, and I wasn't like being
you.
like
You've been
consistent
trading.
back then.
You've been trading on and off for 10 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now let me be clear though. I obviously have done other things. I'm an entrepreneur. That was in network marketing from like
Hmm.
years back.
Uh huh.
And then I did well in solar, so it's like selling solar panels.
Yeah, yeah.
Built a team there, and then real estate is my biggest thing. I've been trying to figure your thing out. Real estate is what I was a realtor for the last 6 years. Did really
Okay.
well there, and then my main focus, so I actually have to come out with my course now, has been Airbnb. That's been allowing me to just be like you can say like retired as a dad.
Oh yeah.
That was my focus in the pandemic. I was like, I gotta figure something out doing a hustle and bustle. So Airbnb scaled it up to about 20 units now,
Okay.
and just now about to focus on the course.
That's awesome.
But the thing I've never got fully on, it's funny, literally about 2 months ago, I started getting back on trading. I looked at your podcast that you had, not your podcast, probably you was on with what is it? The beginners first, yeah.
Yeah.
I literally took some of the things you were talking about because I love scalping, but I used to feel like that was like frowned on. So I would press myself to just learn how to do my fibs and how to be
Mhm.
able to take the trade longer. And I would find myself constantly, and I was literally talking to my buddy. I was like, she gets me, and I would get
I
it,
just
and
I,
and I,
I just put a YouTube video out about that specifically.
and
About
I wouldn't take
scalping.
profit. Like I would hold, like I would like not to take my profit. I wouldn't cash out. So like literally just happened to me literally like about I'm gonna say 2 months ago. I got in. I had like $8,000. I scaled the account up to 21,000.
Hmm.
And I had a morning. I was in a trade. News hit. I'm not gonna lie. I don't follow news, like
Hmm.
things like that. And I'm scalping. And literally, and I knew this one of the things because I used to do AUD USD. I like USD JP, and I
Hmm.
saw some of your videos on that because it just has better movement,
Yeah.
and that movement messed me up. And then I'm like, nah, I have too much leverage here. I'm not gonna like I'm good. Like it's gonna bounce back. And
Yeah.
I started going in that mental spiral. I'm like thinking it's gonna go the way I want it to go, and then boom, before you know it, it's already down. I'm like, I can't exit now, and then before you
So
know it, boom.
so you scaled the account from 8,000 to 21,000
Yeah, in 2 weeks.
in 2 weeks, and
Yeah.
you didn't withdraw any of it.
I was literally about to withdraw that Friday.
Oh, okay.
I came across your other video talking about it and I didn't.
Did you blow the entire account or did
I
you get
didn't
back
blow
down?
it. I didn't.
Okay.
I was proud of myself on that. I did not blow the
Okay.
entire count. It went to 5,000.
Okay. Okay. So the profit pretty much you blew the profit, but some of the principal was still there. Okay.
Correct.
All
Correct.
right. Not a problem. Now, what I like about that is it didn't break your spirit because some people get down bad and they just give up. They're like, okay. This ain't for me. Forget the fact that I just took this account from 8 to 21. I'm gonna just dwell on this one loss and then just give up. That's baffling to me. It's crazy.
It took years to get there though.
Yeah.
Because
Oh
like
yeah.
I
I
I
know.
gave money to people to
Oh yeah.
trade for me,
We've all
lost
been there.
money in my other business.
Hmm.
So yeah, if it was like if I just got started in trading, yeah, that's when I would usually take my hiatus when I would lose money, big
Yeah.
amounts, and I'd be like, all right, I gotta do something else now because this
Yeah.
don't feel good.
Have you have you started the course? Did you go into it and actually start?
Yes, I was going through it. That's one of the things I wanted to look into your trend lines. I know folks have a little difference on how they explain things. I love how you was breaking down about with the trend lines and you mentioned like, yeah, over time you may not use it because I've that used to confuse me. I would see some traders break down stuff and then when they would go live, I'm like, where's your chart? Where's your chart work? I don't see the chart work. Like
Mhm.
so, but you gave the realness on it. You're like, as you get more advanced, you may not need it. So I was like, all right. So I started looking through some of the obviously more basic things in the beginning kind of just glanced through, but I was like aware of some of the base things in terms of like different candles, and I looked at your higher time frame, lower time frame. I
Mhm.
like to just get people's correlation because everybody's higher time frames. Some people's higher time frames are different than others.
Okay.
So yeah, I looked at that, but that's kind of where was that. And then I looked through to see the webinars and things you had
Yeah.
because one of the things I'm trying to get in and zone in on is the pairs that I want to trade without just jumping into them, meaning which is gold, US 30, and scalping those. But I never wanted to just jump into it. I wanted to get like a good foundation of how a person is going from where they were trading to like, I know you talk about GB, you used to do GBP, I think you used to do GBP USD,
Hmm.
and then you used to do USD JPY as well. I don't know if you still do it as much, but
No, I started out with, well, I started with GJ and then I lost a
Mhm.
bunch because GJ is like kind of hard in the beginning.
Mhm.
And I went over to UJ. I traded UJ for maybe like not long, maybe like 3 months, I think, something like that.
Mhm.
I didn't really vibe with it too much.
Mm.
But AU and EU became my main pairs, both of those. And then once I started getting better and better, then I gravitated over to GJ. But that was
Mhm.
only because my mentor at the time was trading GJ. So I was like, all right, I got to trade what they're trading because that's what they're trading. So it doesn't make
Understood.
sense to trade another pair. So GJ, and then over time dabbled in gold, got better with gold, but then I started losing a lot with gold. So then I stopped
Mm.
gold and went back to GJ because I had better success with GJ. Then again, over time, decided to keep on back testing and study. I still studied gold in the meantime. I wasn't trading it live, but I was still studying it to try to understand.
Yeah.
Once I felt confident with my analysis, seeing the trades actually play out for me, then it
Mhm.
gave me confidence to give it a try and go back. And then I took off with gold, and then after
Mm.
that, US 30, and then ever
The
since
rest is
then,
history.
US 30. So basically, the point is like it's levels. It's levels, and the only way you know you're ready to level up when it comes to trading a certain pair or even an exotic or an indice, it's your confidence in understanding the pair by itself. It's not even about winning or losing trades.
Hmm.
I understand how this pair moves. Because if I can understand how it moves, then I can trade it. If I
Yeah.
don't understand how it moves, I can't trade it. I don't know how to trade it because I
Yeah.
don't know what to expect from that pair.
Yeah.
So you always want to start, easier, kind of crawl before you walk, and then you run after that. So
Understood.
when you say you don't want to jump into a pair, what exactly do you mean by that? Do you mean that you want to start with an easier pair and then gradually you don't want to like jump into a difficult pair out the gate, you're saying?
Well,
Or
you nailed it just now. I want to make sure I understand the pair because I never even understood when I first came in. It wasn't explained to me my first trainer or first trading teacher that the pairs are all different.
Mhm.
So I had to learn and I had to eventually even get good with listening to someone else or being
Yeah.
open to. Because
Mhm.
when I came in and doing like network marketing, it was like, you listen to your upline, you go straight. So I had to realize life is not like that and everything. And
Got you, got you.
so,
So
yeah.
what's your main pair now? What do you find what's the first pair you look at in the morning when you come to the charts?
So right now it's UJ. I did do AU for the longest time because that's what Q had did in the beginning. So I did that.
Hmm.
Um I found this just maybe for my own self at that time. I felt like it was slow. And I was just like, oh man. And
Was
but
AU was slow or UJ was slow?
AU,
AU. Okay.
yeah. It could have just been me, like
Okay.
just impatience, but
Gotcha.
I felt other pairs moved faster. So I just felt like, okay, UJ is a little faster, but it's not like too crazy, like to do like too much where I can't back test and understand what's going on. I looked at US 30 before and I was just like, all right, yeah, this is I don't know what's going on
Okay.
in that
So
trade.
right now, is it
Hmm.
UJ or is it AU?
Right now it's UJ. Right now.
UJ. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What session do you trade?
New York session.
New York session. Okay. Um, do you have a trading plan that you follow? Like, do you have a certain setup that you look for? Um, Give me a little
Yeah.
bit of insight on like your routine on when you come to the charts in the morning.
Yeah, when I'm coming in, I'm checking in on the weekly and the daily. I like to come in on
Well,
generally
hold on. Let me
Tuesday.
not to cut you off. Let me
Yeah, okay.
clarify. Do you typically look for break and retests? Are you looking for breakouts? Are you looking for like what type of setups typically do you look for on UJ?
Got it. I like to catch for uh I would say the break and retest. Yeah, the break and retest. I like those. I like those a lot because I like to look and see okay when it's gonna hit on the resistance,
Yep.
and then so that I could be able to catch the next move, the next entry. And then literally I'm like timing it and watching it so I could be able to get in there and get it. And the thing is, not I don't say nonsense, but a lot of times I'm getting in on the entry in the right way. It's just a matter of when getting out of the trade, whether I'm looking at how much I want to make, how much more I want to make, or whether I made some and I'm going right back in. So
Are you
that's
scalping?
yeah, I'm definitely scalping.
Okay. Do you have like a set goal for it yourself every day? Do you have like a point goal or a profit goal?
I haven't had so much of a point goal. No, I've had
Profit.
profit goal. Yeah, I've had profit goal.
And do you have part of your trading plan? Do you have like a set of rules, discipline wise, that you follow where it's like max 2 trades a day, max 3 trades a day, max certain
No.
one loss, 2 losses, or a certain number in loss in terms of like profit or loss? Do you have anything like that that you follow?
Not in terms of max trades, no. But if I do, if I have someone I have like two losses, I'm like I'm done
Okay.
from that aspect. But definitely no, not in terms of. I'm glad you said that. No, not in terms of max amount of trades that I'm taking that day.
Do you trade live funds or props?
A lot.
Okay, great. Okay, so you mentioned earlier that you don't really look at news. Is that from the past, or are you still like that now?
That's more so from the past. Um, and I mean now is just I would guess say yeah now is just more so from the past. So I've been correcting certain things,
Hmm.
but that's one thing I just haven't added in there is looking at the news.
Okay, because you have to look at news. You can't
Yeah,
ignore news. You have to look at news, especially as a scalper. If you were a swing trader, I mean, there's a lot of wiggle room there for that. But because
yeah,
you're scalping, news is paramount. It is
mm,
paramount. Like you said, if you knew news was coming out and you had an idea, you might have could have pulled out of the trade or something. You know what I'm saying? Preserve your capital because you
yeah,
don't know which way it's going to go. You're not familiar with trading news, so it's not something you really want to gamble with. You understand?
yeah.
So definitely make a habit. If I don't care if it's Forex Factory, CNBC, if it's what's that other site? Forget the name of that other site.
What a but
Away from me right now. Yeah, whatever.
Force Factory doing the most. So yeah.
That's the most popular one, yeah, Forex Factory.
Mm-hmm.
But don't ignore news. Okay, that's huge.
Got it.
All right. So if you could just pinpoint for me, so we can jump right into it, so we can
Yeah.
get as much done as possible. Tell me a little bit about um, like what are some of the main issues that you're having with your trading that you're struggling with improving on?
Yeah. I think, and this is my thoughts. So I'm able to see, like I said, I can do a lot of entry off the retest. So I'm able to spot those really good. One thing I know I'm not doing, which is not the best, is because I know how to spot it, I'm not also utilizing like I would say like maybe like a fib tool. Not that you have to use a fib tool, but just I guess to know, okay, if I'm gonna try to go in multiple times, I gotta have it planned out, either fib tool or a markup of okay, where I'm going in here and then where I'm gonna exit out and then where I'm gonna go back in. A lot of times when I'm doing this, I'll hit that point of where I know I'm going in and coming out. And it's like now I got the excitement. I'm like, all right, I did this. And I'm like, oh, but all right, it's now it's retesting now again. Oh, there's another opportunity to get back in. So why stop? We're hot. That's I find is the problem. And the problem sometimes is the good thing, whereas I may do that consistently and make a lot. And then when it hits me, it hits me. And then I'm going back thinking, I'm like, you knew that you weren't being disciplined to this from before. You were
So
just
you
using momentum.
so you have like a greed factor there,
Yeah.
a greed issue. You said it probably 3 or 4 times in this session where you're like, um, I get out and get back in. Why are we getting
Hmm.
back in? Why are we looking for another? You already made your money for the day, so what are you getting back? Well, if you were gonna get back in, why did you get out in the first place? You should have just stayed in the trade. Um,
Yeah, yeah. I
it's
guess
not
I'm
gonna.
getting out to hedge against. I'm like, oh, see, let me just lock this in. But then I'm really not locking in because I'm getting in and I'm getting right back, getting out and getting back in. And then yeah, and I wasn't even
That
withdrawing. So yeah, it doesn't make sense.
that's your trading plan.
Doesn't make sense.
That's your trading plan. Sticking to
Mm,
your trading plan. Okay. Um, if you say your trading plan says 1 or 2 trades a day, one trade, if I can make $700 and my goal is $800, does that $100 really matter difference for me to go in and get another setup? I've already made almost my goal for the day. I made good money for the day. At the end of the day, I won. Do I
correct.
need to go back in and put that winning back at risk again? Because every time you jump in, you're putting your profit at risk.
Good point.
So you really have to create a trading plan and stick to it. A trading plan is one of the most overlooked concepts of trading. It blows my mind when I see people that don't have a trading plan, and it doesn't have to be like a set of rules that you have, plastered on your wall that you follow.
Hmm.
It could just be a routine, that you follow, because life is about routines. It's about
Hmm.
habits. You know, trading is a habit now, right? But we have a routine that we follow. Wake up in the morning, we do our thing, come to the charts. Okay, first thing I do is check the news. Before I even open up TradingView, I look at the news. Are there going
Mm.
to be any surprises this morning? Do I need to, what I'm saying? It's like you wake up in the morning and you're getting dressed for work and you know you work outside. What's the first thing you're going to do? You're going to check the weather.
To
Is
see
it
what
gonna
you.
rain today, or is it gonna be sunny? Do I need to wear a poncho? Pack a poncho with me, or do I need to make sure I don't wear a hoodie because it's gonna be 80 degrees today?
That's
You
a
know,
good analogy. I like
right?
that.
So it's like a routine. You come to the charts, boom, Forex Factory. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Any red folders? And then the thing I look at is the timing. When is the news happening? Is it gonna happen within my trading time? I trade
Mm.
from 7 in the morning to about 11 every day. So if there's news from between 7 and 11, I need to be cognizant of that. If news is at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm all right. I'm pretty good for
Yeah.
now, right?
Yeah.
So boom, I do that. Then I come to the charts. Well, what's my main pair? US 30. Okay, my chart's already on US 30. Cool. US 30 is open. All right, perfect. Now I jump into my breakdown. Now there's the other part of your trading plan. You look at what time frame do you first look at? What time frame is more important to you? Some people have time frames that matter to them more than others. It doesn't mean that that time frame is more important to that's the universal law. It
Mm.
means to you that that time frame makes sense to you. So some
Mm.
people start at the daily, some people start weekly, some people start with the 4 hour. Some people jump straight to their entry time frame, 5 minute, because
Mm.
the chart looks clean to them on that time frame. So you kind of have to find a routine that works for you, that is easy, and it kind of just rolls off your back every day. It's not even no effort. It takes no effort to do it because you're so used to doing it every day.
Mm.
And then at that point, it's more technical because now you're on the charts. Now you're looking for your setups. Now
Hmm.
you're doing your breakdowns, and it gets a little bit more intricate after that point. But for the most part, the first part of that routine is set. So you got to have a trading plan set up. This is how many trades, 1 or 2 trades.
Mm.
I cannot remember the last time I took 3 trades in a day.
Mm.
Max 2.
Wow.
3, it's been years since I've taken 3 trades in one session because I traded New York and Asian. So I guess you could
Mm.
count that as the same day, kind of, even though it's not, because Asian
Yeah.
is technically the next day. But if I get my win for the day, 90% of the time, I'm done for the day. Done for the day.
Mm.
I'm not jumping back in. I'm not looking for another setup. I'm just happy I got my money. I won for the day. I'm good. Give myself a little pat on the back, and I go shut my laptop and I go live my life. Come back tomorrow,
Wow.
try to do it again. So the reason why
Wow.
the reason why I stress that is because that's what I found success with. Because jumping in and out, in and out, in and first of all, it's stressful because you really don't know what the market is going to do. And then on top of that, you're attached to your computer all day now. You're
Mm-hmm.
constantly, we're traders. We're trained to look for setups. We think every setup we see, we work hard. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like,
Mm-hmm.
come on. So you got like think about it. Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant might be watching a basketball game and sees a guy shoot a 15 footer and
Yeah.
see him miss 17 of them the whole game, and he's looking like, man, if that was me, I would have made half of those
I would
shots.
have cooked it. Yeah, I'd have made them
Yes,
shots. Yeah,
because you're
yeah,
so
yeah.
confident in yourself, and it's like you
Mm-hmm.
know your craft. Same thing with a trader. We always looking at the charts, and you ever come to the chart in the morning and you see what London and Asian did, and you're like, damn, I would have caught that.
I would have caught. Yes.
We always say that.
Maybe I need to get up. Yeah.
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 So you kind of have to bring it back. Yeah, that's why it's
Mm.
important to discipline yourself and say, even though I could have caught that setup, it doesn't mean I should take the setup. Okay.
Yeah.
Trading, you're not. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So no matter how many trades you take in a day, if you take 50 trades a day, that's it. That's that day. You still got to come back tomorrow or next week and try it again.
Mm-hmm.
So when you accustom yourself to taking multiple trades, you build up this sort of, first of all, lack of discipline and
Mm.
this like addiction to just being in the markets because it's a
Mm.
rush. It's a rush. Gambling is a rush. I don't like to attribute trading to gambling, even though some people think it is.
Mm-hmm.
But the same rush that you get from gambling is the same rush you get from trading. You're especially when you're winning, your dopamine levels are sky high, so you're feeling good because you're
Mm-hmm.
making money, and you just want to keep that feeling going. So you're gonna keep on jumping
Mm.
in the market for trades, and the more you win, the more addictive it is.
Mm.
So you have to find a way to bring it back and say, wait a minute now, I just made, my rent in one day. I just made my car
Mm.
note in one day. I just made my kids' daycare in one day. Let me step back. And then
Mm.
there's no feeling that's worse than you won for the day, you made a nice bag for the day, and then you go back in and take a stupid setup
Yes.
and give it all back. Now you're
Yeah.
like, God damn, I had it right here in my hand. I gave it right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a horrible feeling. So create a trading plan and stick to it. Say to yourself, I'm only taking 1 to 2 trades a day. Loss wise, I might take one loss, or I could say this is how much I'm willing to lose. Every day when I wake up in the morning to take my trades, I already have a magic number in my mind of how much I'm willing to risk that day.
Mm.
That number has to coincide with your personality, your temperament. What I mean by that is you could say in your head, I'm willing to risk 5K for that day. You
Mm-hmm.
can say that because you're like, I got it in my account. I could risk it. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
can you lose that 5K and go on about your day like nothing happened and be cool? Or are you going to be thinking about that 5K all day now? And
Mm-hmm.
now tomorrow when you wake up to trade, you're not thinking about the charts and starting fresh. You're thinking about how can I make back that 5K I just lost yesterday?
I just
So
saw
it's,
I think something you talked about that on
yeah,
some on your YouTube. Yeah, I was like, wow,
yeah. When you lose money, it's gone forever.
it's gone. Yeah.
Forever. Even if you made back that 5K, that's not the 5K you lost. That's a brand new 5K. That's a
Yeah.
brand new 5K. And that's profit. That's not, oh,
Mm.
now I'm at break even. No,
Mm.
that's profit because that money was long gone. When you lost it, it was gone forever. So it's important to get in that mindset. So if you're thinking, damn, if I lose 5K, that's going to nag me. It's going to be a thorn in my side for the rest of the day. Then I'm
Yeah.
not willing to risk 5K. If I lose
Mm.
1K or let's say 2K, maybe I feel a little bit better about that. I'm not going to lose too
Mm.
much sleep about that.
Mm,
That's your risk for the day.
mm,
That's
makes
your risk
sense.
for the day. You can't say I have 10K in my account, so I'm okay with losing 10K. No, you're not. Because now you don't live to trade another day. And that's
Mm,
gonna bother you now. Now you gotta refund your account. Now you're thinking about this. Now you're wondering what you could have done with 10K. All these different thoughts come into your mind now.
you,
You understand?
yeah, you're nailing it. That's literally because
Right.
that's what I've told me. Yeah, I could do it. You know, I have my other businesses. I could do it. But then at some point, either one or two things happen. I'm like getting back on, and if I'm making some, I am thinking like, all right, I'm getting back what I lost, or
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking longer to get back on the charts because I'm like, man, I could have did something else with that money I lost.
Exactly.
And so yeah,
It's
that's had been the stop and start. Hmm.
it's a psychological thing. It's all psychological in trading. Trading is not even about the charts. It's about you.
Mm,
It's
mm,
about you because trading is just a machine. We just hit the
yeah.
buy, hit the sell, and whatever happens, happens. But at the
Mm.
end of the day, it's on you, you know? So so let me ask you, why did you ask for the one-on-one? What are your goals to accomplish on this call to help you improve your trading?
So yes, I asked for the one-on-one because I'm getting to a space in life and I'm realizing I don't know what I don't know and I don't know everything. And sometimes the biggest thing is just accountability.
Okay.
Like as I'm working on this, like I said, I've been putting together my course, and I was trying to do that before, and it's been 2 years. It made me realize once I hired somebody to start working on the funnel, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I know what my trade is, which is an Airbnb, but I don't know how to get this out to the public the way that it needs to be out. I hired a trainer this year for personal training. It helped me out, and I've been looking at YouTube videos for years. So it just made me just start saying, like, hey, Gordon, this is one of the things that you've been really wanting to do. And like you mentioned, just certain things are not available. By the time I was looking to get ready to meet with Q, he wasn't doing it anymore. All right. So then I was like, okay. I was like, I gotta find somebody. So when I saw that you were offering that, I was just like, hey, listen, whatever it is, whatever's available. Even if there's some things that I know, like what you just mentioned, I'll just write down notes just now because I was like, all right, I need to do some brainwashing, like get my brain to where it needs to be able to execute. Because I'm like, I know how to enter in, I'm timing that, but I'm not trading plan. Number one, which you just broke down. It's said, but I don't know. Sometimes people gotta say things a certain way or that different levels of accountability. And that's why I said maybe I need to do some one-on-one. I mean, you can decide better for me, of course, too, but I told myself I'm open to even having a conversation. So before I wasn't open to that. So
Okay.
that's where I'm at.
Well, like you said, you don't know what you don't know, you know. So it's if you don't know, you don't know. But going out and seeking the knowledge, seeking the information is the first step. To better yourself in anything that you're doing. You could easily say, "Well, I didn't know this," but if you did, you try to know it? Did you make an effort to discover the things that you may not know right out the gate? So yeah, I would recommend like because I could there's a plethora of things that we could go over.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't know where to start. I wouldn't know what you're, struggling with. It seems like it's more of a trading plan, and we pretty much, went over that. Um, in terms of like actual charts and stuff like that, it would just be because I tell people every day, it doesn't matter who your mentor is. It doesn't matter how many YouTube videos you watch. It doesn't matter how many prop accounts you buy.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is going to have an effect on your trading besides being on the charts.
Mm,
Being on the charts and not just on the charts when you're trading, but studying.
mm,
Majority of what I learned, and a lot of it, well, some of it is self-taught because they weren't things that I discovered from courses that I was studying. It was just from me being on the charts and seeing things.
mm,
Um, is from being on the charts. Period. Like there's nothing that we can only go so far as mentors. We can give you the resources, we can give you the tools, we can give you the motivation even to want to do, what it is you need to do. But if you don't actually put in the work and be on the charts and study, if you struggle with support and resistance, you should be only studying support and resistance. if you struggle with price action, you should be only studying price action. If you struggle with market structure, you should only be studying market structure.
Mm.
When I was studying, when I first started out and I was studying, I did not move on to the next thing until I understood exactly what this thing was. So for
Mm.
instance, right, I would watch Q's course, and Q would talk about something like, I don't know, like a structure or support and
Hey,
resistance, something
you're
like that.
freezing.
I'm freezing. Okay, my Wi-Fi is tripping. It'll unfreeze in a second. Can you see me now? Can you hear me still though?
Yeah, yeah, you're good now.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
there was a little pause before, but you're good. You're good now.
right. Yeah. Okay. Um, so when I would hear, let's say when I was studying Wall Street, and I would hear Q
Mm.
talk about something, if I didn't understand it, I would stop the video and rewind it
Mm-hmm.
and rewind it
Mm.
and rewind it. I wouldn't let him
Mm.
keep going and talk about some other stuff when I didn't even understand this right here. Because I don't
Makes
understand
sense.
this, he's just gonna keep going. And there's gonna be more stuff that has to do with this thing that I didn't understand in the first place. So how am I gonna
Makes
understand
sense.
everything else when I don't even understand the basis of what he's talking about? So
Makes sense.
when I first started trading, I struggled. When I say
Mm.
struggled, with support and resistance.
Mm.
My dumbass could not understand support and resistance to save my life. Let me tell you. I'm like, bro, why can't I understand this? And it was the way I was being taught. What I realized is it was the way that I was being taught support and resistance. If
Mm-hmm.
someone had explained it to me a little bit differently, and into a way that really made
Quick
sense
for
in
you.
my brain, I would have
Mm-hmm.
understood it a little bit quicker, a little bit better. But
Yeah.
over time, it was just me struggling. So I'll never forget. I studied support and resistance only for like 3 months.
Wow.
I wasn't trading. I wasn't studying anything else. I probably watched every single YouTube video on support and resistance
Wow.
because I didn't understand it. And
Mm.
it got to the point where I was trying to trade without support and resistance. I was like, you know
Mm.
what? I wonder if I could still trade without understand this thing because I can't
Wow.
understand it. It's not clicking to me. Then I
Mm.
realized you can't. You need to know that before you take it seriously. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So I like to tell people have a plan with your trade with your studying the same way you have a plan with your trading. Have a
Mm.
trading plan for studying and a trading plan for actual live trading.
Mm.
Because if you have a routine that you follow, that you're like, okay, get up in the morning, New York session, I trade UJ, I'm looking for scalps, 1 to 2 trades a day, I'm risking this much for the day, I'm only looking for break and retest setups, boom, 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 one win for the day, I'm done. I have a whole bang,
Mm.
bang routine. Have that
Mm.
same bang, bang, bang routine for my studying. All right, I'm going to study at least 2 hours a day. I'm going to come to the
Mm.
charts and I'm going to study support and resistance today. I'm not going to stop studying support and resistance until I understand it fully. And then I'm
Mm.
going to move on to market structure. And then I'm going to move on to candlestick formation. And I'm not going to move on to the next module until I understand that subject completely. And understanding it doesn't mean just watching it and okay, it makes sense in my head. No, understanding it means I watch it on my course, I take my butt on over to trading view and I practice the hell out of it until I can see it clear as day on the chart.
Mm.
You struggle with zones, you should be zoning all day, all night. Zoning
Makes
all
sense.
day, all night. I struggle with fibs. I should be studying fibs until I know it like the back of my hand.
Mm.
I don't need fibs anymore. I don't have to use fibs. I can eyeball the charts and see exactly where my levels are on fibs. That's how
Mm.
you know you got it down.
Mm.
Studying doesn't mean you just watch it and okay, makes sense, let's move on. Studying means I
Mm.
can apply this information to the chart and it makes sense to me on the chart to the point where I can analyze this chart based on this topic right here.
Mm.
If you say, Charlene, teach me how to analyze the charts just using fibs, I can do that. If you say,
Mm.
Charlene, teach me how to analyze just using quarter points or zones. Some people call them quarter points. I can do that. If you say, Charlene,
Mm.
teach me how to analyze just reading candles, I can do that.
Mm.
So if you find a topic that you're studying and you cannot apply it to the charts to help you analyze the chart fully, you don't understand it yet.
Mm.
Get your butt back in that course and go back and go back. And if the course doesn't answer your questions or your mentor is not available, guess what? Take your butt on over to YouTube, because YouTube is a ocean of information. You would be surprised. Even the
Yeah.
videos that have, when I was starting, I didn't just look for creators and content people who had 100,000 subscribers and they're putting out
Yeah.
fancy, all these editing videos.
Mm,
It could be somebody who had 1,400 subscribers and their video had 82 views. If
mm.
the, if the if the title of the video had support and resistance in it, I
You was
was watching
watching.
that video,
Mm.
because you don't know where that knowledge is going to come from. You don't know who's going to be able to explain it to you in a way that's like, ding, ding, ding. Now I understand it. Boom.
Good point. Good point.
You get me? So you
Yeah.
don't want to go where everything is, beautiful and flashy and it's all, bells and whistles. Sometimes you got to dig deep. Go get it out the mud.
Mm,
That's where the real information, that's where the real gems lie, basically.
mm.
So the point of, I say all this to say, have a plan for your study time as well, because your study time is more important than your actual trading on the charts.
Yes.
Nothing is more important than chart time. Nothing I can tell you on here, no matter how many one-on-ones we do. I can go over every module of the course with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's still not going to matter if you don't take that information and apply it yourself on the charts. And that's how you build up the self-confidence as well. If you have the confidence in yourself to say, okay, I'm going to get on the charts, I'm going to do this, boom, boom, boom. Damn, I broke this chart down by myself. I didn't have Charlene over here telling me, put the zone there, put this line here, put your fib right here. I did that myself, and it makes sense to me, and the chart played out the way I thought it was going to play out.
Mm.
Okay. Another thing I stress to traders is plan to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Plan to lose. Factor in losses in your trading plan, because there's no 100% or 90% or even 80% trader that has that type of win rate. It doesn't exist. If you did, you wouldn't be a retail trader. You'd be working
Mm.
for Merrill Lynch or JP Morgan somewhere, trading for them,
Good
making a
point.
whole lot more money. So don't think that you're a bad trader because you go through a losing streak, or
Mm.
your analysis was completely wrong. You went for buys and the market completely took a dip, and then you dumped in for the sells and they turned around and went back bullish. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
No, factor in the fact that you're human. You're
Mm.
not a machine. You're not an AI technology. You're only human. You can only go by what your knowledge allows you to go by.
That makes sense. I like that. Factor in the loss.
Factor
I
in
like that.
losses. If you trade 5 days a week, one of those days might has a good chance of being a loss. One of those days. Ain't no way you're
Mm.
gonna go 5 days a week every week and win every day. Nobody wins every single trade. Nobody. I don't care who you are. I'll put
Mm.
my whole bank account right now to show me a trader that wins every single trade. It doesn't happen. So give
Mm.
yourself grace. Give yourself some wiggle room. You know when they say drawdown, drawdown, don't be afraid of drawdown.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You are your drawdown. Be okay with
Mm.
that wiggle room. Because if you think you're going to get a sniper entry every single time and that trade is going to hit TP every single time, you might as well stop trading right now, because that's not going to happen.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah.
That's not going to happen. Your emotions are going to play a part. Your psychology is going to play a part. Even your account balance. Your account balance always plays a part in your trading, because it's going to dictate how you trade now.
Mm.
There's going to be trades where you want to take it easy, and there's going to be trades where you want to throw the kitchen sink at it. So it's going to be on you to decide. Am I
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
stick to my trading plan? Am I going to say, okay, I've been going for $200 every day. 200, 200, 200 loss. 200, 200, 200 loss. 200, 200, 200 loss. And my win rate is pretty good. So
Mm-hmm.
now my account went from 1,000 to, let's say, 4,000 now. Let's say I
Yeah.
got 4,000 in my account now. Am I now going to say, well, I've been doing this for the last month. It's been working for me to grow this account from 1,000 to 4,000. So now I'm going to take more risk on my account and stop doing what I was doing before.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take out 3,000, take out my profit, put it in the bank and make it look pretty in my bank account. I'm going and try to take that 1,000 and do it again.
Mm.
Do it again. So now I have another 3,000 in my bank account. Now I have 6,000 looking pretty. No. I'm going to take that $4,000 that I have now, and I'm going to try to make, instead of 200, I'm going to try to make 500 a day. Major jump in profit.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
Yeah.
this to say don't level yourself up, don't try to push the limits and this and that. I'm saying know where you are, stay in your lane. Because a
Mm-hmm.
$1,000 account and a $4,000 account are the same size account. They're
Mm-hmm.
both baby accounts. There's nothing that you can do with a 4,000 that you can't do with a one. It's the
Mm-hmm.
same thing. Now, if you take it from 1,000 to, let's say, 20,000, now you doing numbers now at that point. Now there's a bit of a
Mm-hmm.
jump. Still a
Yeah.
small size account, relatively small. But don't think that because you had a good little streak that now you're ready to level up and boom and blow it up. You're
Mm-hmm.
not there yet most of the time. So stay in your lane until you're really ready to take that risk, because the risk will not be because of the size of your account. The risk is going to be because of your confidence and the knowledge from what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You can give any good ass trader any size account and we're going to kill it because we know what we're doing on the charts. It's not about the charts, it's about the knowledge you have for the charts. You can't say, oh, give any trader a 100K account. If that's the case, everybody would be making money.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. That just goes to show it's not about the money, it's about the skill.
That's a good point.
If you think because you have a $4,000 account, suddenly now you're going to make money, you're in la la land. You could give a trader 50K, 100K, live money. Guarantee you they're going to blow it. They're going to say, oh shit, I have $100,000. I can drop 10 lots. You've never seen 10 lot drawdown in your life.
That drew
Suddenly
it
you can drop a 10 lot
out.
on every trade.
Yeah.
That's how you're gonna blow. But if you had a $1,000 account,
Mm-hmm.
you wouldn't drop that 10 lot, would you? First of all, you can't drop it,
You
number one.
can't drop it.
You can't. And if you had a broker that would let you drop a 10 lot, the money would be gone in a second.
So fast, yeah.
Now you're back to square one again.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not about the money. It's not about it's about you. It's about you, how you handle your chart time, how serious you take your trading. You have a schedule for your trading. You say, okay, I'm gonna study 2 hours a day. I'm gonna trade, 3 times a week or 2 times a week. I did a one-on-one with a student the other day, and he only trades Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. He doesn't trade Mondays. He doesn't trade Fridays. So, because he said Mondays is like he feels like that's the start of the week. So the market's kind of setting up. He's trying to get a feel for what the market's going to do.
Yeah.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday he trades, and he says Fridays he usually loses on Fridays. So he stopped trading Fridays completely. You wouldn't know that unless you kept a record of how you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So also journal. And don't just journal when you're live trading. Journal you're studying as well. If you realize something on the chart, if you're looking at the chart and you're like, man, I didn't really notice this before. Well, there's a chance you might forget it. So you might want to save that information so that as you progress and you move on and you learn more and more and more, you can always have that to go back to as well and kind of incorporate that in your newfound knowledge. You understand? So it's all about chart time. There's nothing that's going to replace that. So what I recommend for you is study my course as much as possible. Okay, ask questions, get inside the student chat group, drop questions, drop charts. If you want to send me charts, you're more than welcome, so we can analyze together. I can give you feedback on it. Get down your trading plan and literally write it down. Write down A, B, C, D. I don't care if it's the most obsolete thing. Write it down. If you say I'm gonna risk $200 today, okay, that's on my trading plan. And then as things get better, then you change that around. And that's where it starts. That's where it starts. Okay.
Got
So,
it.
so yeah. Do you have anything else that you wanted to go over?
No. Yeah, I mean that was yeah. No.
Because you got to jump
That,
into the course now.
yeah, you know what's funny? It's not even just jump to the course. The biggest thing is making me realize no matter what course or whatever I'm involved or looking at, I gotta have a plan, number one, and then I have to stick to the plan. And that just told me a lot about myself, to be honest with you. So,
100%. 100%. But the great thing is, You got me right by your side every step of the way. So if you need any more help, any questions, anything that you need, just reach out to me. Don't write me on Instagram because
Okay.
I have it. There's a beginning section in the course that has like a little set of rules. So it
Yeah.
says, join the student chat room, and I have it in bold writing.
Yes.
If you're a student, message me on Telegram in the private group, or DM me, or not DM, PM me privately in Telegram, because I don't know who's a student. That's why I hit you with the $500 price tag.
Yes, yes,
That's what it
yes.
is for non-students. But if
Yes.
you're a student, it's free. I'm glad you told me you were a student, because you would have ended up paying me. And I'm like, wait, hold up. So, but I
Yeah.
had a girl do that once. She messaged me, she paid me, we did the one-on-one, and in the one-on-one, she told me she had
He
my
said
course.
you said your course.
And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, I've been your student for like a year. I'm like, why didn't you tell me that? I don't know that. And I had to refund her the $500 back. So
That's dope.
that's the way that I know that you're a student, is if you message me in there. And then I'm able to
Got it.
actually look you up and see that you actually do have the course. So now it's good, because people will be like, oh yeah, yeah, I have your course. And then
Yeah,
I'll go
yeah.
look and I'll be like, no, you don't. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
you don't. Yeah.
So yeah, just keep that in mind, because obviously when you become my student, it's lifetime, so you get a lot more resources and a lot more of me than
Mhm.
somebody who's not my student, because if you invest in me, I'm going to invest back in you. So that's how I look at it. It's a give and take relationship. When you're not a student, I'm still going to give you the help if you pay for it, but at the
Mhm.
same time, it's not going to be ongoing as if you were my student. You understand?
Understood.
Some people don't
Understood.
need my course, they just need help with, I need help with just this, Charlene, can you clarify this for me? And that's what that's
Mhm.
for, basically. The one-on-ones are specifically, first of all, I don't do them with beginners. I ask, are you a beginner trader? Because if you're not,
Mhm.
if you are, I don't even, you can't have a
There's
one-on-one with
time.
me.
Mhm.
No, I need to know your experience. And then when I find out, okay, what do you want to go over? Okay, I have problem. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, boom. We're gonna knock that out in the call. But if you tell me I just discovered trading yesterday, I have $500 laying around, I want to give it to you, I don't need it.
I
I don't
get
need it.
it.
Keep it and go buy yourself, get the course, or go give it to someone else. Because
Yeah. Mm.
I don't teach beginners at all. I don't have time for
Mm.
that. Okay.
Mm.
But other than that, that's good. That's it for today. I recorded this. Um, if you have any questions, anything like that, let me know. Do you want me to send you this recording via email?
I was gonna ask you if I could, if you don't mind.
Yes,
Yeah,
of
yeah,
course.
that would be
Yes,
good.
of course.
Yeah,
So
that
yes,
would be
give
really
me
good.
about an hour to let it render, and then once it's done, I'll email it over to you, and you should have it within the next an hour or two. Okay.
Okay, one final quick question. Because I did that. What do you recommend? I mean, it's clear that that's not what I should be doing at the moment, well, in terms of the one-on-one. But if there ever is a time, what do you recommend the one-on-one for, or when somebody gets to that?
The one-on-one is basically like if you just can't get something.
Got it. Okay,
If it's
understood.
just not clicking, no matter how many times you study it, you watch it, anytime, like it's just not clicking to you, let me know and we'll discuss it. Maybe there's a way that I can explain it to you where it can help you
Gotcha.
better understand it.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just me not doing something. Yeah, I just got to
Yeah,
do
yeah,
it.
perfect, perfect. Not a problem. That was a good question. That was a good question.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. So
Thank you.
enjoy your weekend. All right.
All right.
I
You too.
love that you're killing it with Airbnb. Keep that up. I love it. I love it. And again,
Thanks.
if you need anything else, you let me know. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much,
I'm
Sam.
gonna ask you. Don't log off yet. I'm gonna stop the recording, but I'm gonna ask you a quick question. All right.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Cool.